Hi everyone, Angelina, Sparkling Diva, and I'm back with another pick a card reading. This one is a message from your inner self, your inner being, and about you, of course, then, right? What you need to know right now. There's three choices for the numbers one. There's a sunrise, sodalite. Numbers two, that's honey opal from Africa. And for the numbers three, there is a lilac smithsonite. So just feel which one is calling to you. If need be, pause it. And then I'm going to start the reading. All right, numbers one. With the first card, we're going to look at what you're currently stuck in. What energy are you in? In basically in a way that is hindering what you want. And then we have father. And I feel that for you, this is a lack of structure, a lack of actually doing or following through and taking care of yourself as well. Also, problems with creating safe space for yourself. Like, as you see the father with the child, the father is quite protective, right? He takes care of the children, make sure they are safe, taken care of. And I feel that is lacking. And you might be longing for someone else in your life or to come into your life to fulfill, to play that role for you, to keep you safe, to keep you, to basically do stuff. the things that you aren't doing yourself, that you possibly then do yourself. It can also be that you have sometimes too much control and structure, so that you're going back and forth between not enough and too much, and or at the wrong moment. But I think for most of you it's going to be a lack of. And if you don't have enough structure in your life in a way that feels like being free, because you don't have these structures, these rules and routines and regulations, but if you actually implement some structure and some planning, it actually gives you freedom. Because you do not, like, I don't know, let's say at 10 o'clock I'm gonna go to the gym, and at 11 o'clock I'm gonna start working, and I'm gonna be busy with that until, I don't know, lunch, and then after lunch I do another few, I don't know, stuff like that. It actually gives you freedom. Because and it also stops you from putting things off. I'll do that later, and then later it comes, and then you still don't feel like it, and then you start to think like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow, well, you don't feel like it, and then it's and in the end you never do it. Having some planning, some structure does bring you freedom. It's really liberating, and so that might be very helpful. But this is what that's keeping you stuck, to not have that or have too much of it. So then you have try to control everything, to try to plan everything, and that's also not good, of course, right? And then we're going to look at the next two cards. First, this one, athlete, is for what's behind that, behind the first one, right? What's the cause of it, or what's behind it? And I have two cards for that for you. We have the athlete and the lover. Let's see. Yeah, move that over a little bit. And I feel that you might then be... It can be a number of things. It can either be that you have physical issues that that rose because you are not doing well. That is possible, right? There's behind every ailment there is an energetic cause, right? That's what Louise Hay wrote a book about. I have myself another book on it, but a really thick one, which is not available in English. But anyhow, so either you've developed some physical ailments and limits because of that, and problems. Chronic stuff often has to do with that, because you are not doing well, because you keep yourself stuck, because you do not have planning, you do not take care of yourself properly, or you are very competitive with the athlete thingy. And that's also not healthy, because then in a way you end up comparing yourself. That is a risk. Comparing yourself to other people, like, yeah, well, but I'm doing the same thing they are doing, and I'm still not making money, or I'm still not successful, or I still don't have a love, or whatever it is you are stuck with, and they do, and then feeling defeated, and that's also not good. And then the clarifier of that is the lover card. So I feel that maybe you got hurt in love, romantic love, and maybe you were just to giving, and believing in it, that it was going well, and that you were going to have a future together, you were going to get married, you were going to stay together forever and stuff like that, right? You were really happy, you thought this is it, and then it all went wrong and you got hurt really bad. And stuff like that can also get you down. Well, we all know that, I suppose, right? We've all been there. And that could actually have just basically gotten you down to this point of where you're not really doing stuff for yourself anymore, or for your future. You kind of lost your faith and trust, if this resonates, right? If it doesn't resonate, just leave it. Just take from the reading what resonates. And then we go to how can you change all this? How can you heal it? How can you change it? We have the healer card. And at first I was actually thinking about, this is about having to serve others, right? And not serving like the 3D kind of serving, because that's not, that's not helpful, but the 5D serving, when you follow your calling and it comes from the heart and you love what you're doing, and you're making, it comes from that vibe, then that's also serving, but from an entirely different level. But then I was looking at the image and I thought, well, the woman and the man, and I actually feel in this reading it's more learning to accept help from other people. This is really weird, because in a way you're kind of longing to have someone in your life who plays that role of the father, of that strong male figure, who helps you, stimulates you, and who takes the action and the planning and all that stuff, and takes care of everything. But when someone is around, you have problems accepting that. You have a problem letting that in. Probably you're too much in wanting to please and give. And feminine energy is about being able to open up and allow love and help and compliments and everything in. So if there is someone there who wants to help you, then allow them to. And if you can only just do that, that can sort this problem, get you to, it can help you to break through this stuff that's going on. I'm not certain if it is a cycle, but it could very well be, And sometimes if we are in an energy like with this set, we can end up ourselves in too much of a masculine energy. And that's what you have to get out of. You have to get out of that masculine energy of giving and giving and giving, and to others, not to yourself. You're not taking care of yourself. And allow other people to help you if it's necessary, if they are there, if someone wants to help you when you're stuck with something, then let them help you, you know? Let them hold you and be strong for you for a moment. And it doesn't matter if that's a romantic partner. It can also just be a friend who is there for you and helps you, or a neighbor, you know, and accept that and be grateful for it. Show your gratitude, but allow it in. Okay, then we're going to look at your next cards. Your greatest assets, and then I'm going to move that away. And then we have Liberator and Shapeshifter. So these are your greatest assets. Doesn't mean to say that right now, you know, you can work with them, but you do have these things. So you could work with them. So you do have the ability to free yourself and other people from outmoded limiting beliefs and ideas, and you can also release negative thought patterns that you hold and that hold you back. And so you do have that power. You are able to do that, and just make sure you also do it. And the shapeshifter, it's like it says, a skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. I think you can really do that. That you have the potential to see. You have the ability to see the potential in everything and everyone. But more than that, you can see the big picture. And you can also like travel through the different tiers and levels of energy. Like you can connect to earth and go deep and ground and into the earth and into the land and in with nature. But you can also go higher up with the cosmic energies and angels and cosmic rays and all that stuff and everything in between. You can move through all these little tiers and tune into them or take from them what you need in a moment. And you really have an awful lot to offer. You have an awful lot of wisdom, but somehow it requires more structure and more planning, so you can actually do something with that. Because your your downfall, then we have the student. It's like you're always learning. You're always eager to learn. You're always busy with learning. You like it, probably as well, to learn new things. But there's also a risk that there is this tendency to think like, I'm not good enough yet. I'm not good enough. First, I have to read this book. I have to finish this book so I understand this subject. I have to do this course. I have to finish this, and I'm not good enough yet. Can't do it yet. And then you keep trying to learn more and more and more, and but you're still not taking any action. You're still not doing anything with all that you learn, and you're just staying in your comfort zone. Like this person, he or she is part of that tree. So it's just a comfort zone and staying there and growing wiser and wiser and wiser, but not doing anything with it. And at some point, there's a funny thing I came across that this afternoon is a wonderful poem. I'm not going to recite that. It's said that at some point in a woman's life, there is a moment in time where you have to realize that I've got my throat. That you have to realize that you do not have to grow and grow and grow and learn and get wiser and wiser. And that it's enough. You've done enough. You've learned enough. You've suffered enough. You carried enough shit on your shoulders that isn't even yours. And that then at some point it is just time to grow wiser by a different way, by and being wilder. And I thought, wow, that really, really did something to me. I'm not certain if I'll think about it. I'll put a link of it in the description box, and then you can read that entire thingy yourself. I thought it was really beautiful. Because we do indeed, I feel, at some point reach a point where you've learned enough, you know enough. And then it's the idea that you then either just enjoy life, right, or you start doing something with it. And yeah, so if you want to get out of this stuckness, then it is important that you do that. You can still learn, there's nothing wrong with that, but it can be a different kind of learning as well, right? Let's say, for instance, I've done courses, I've given courses, I have given workshops, and then you are doing something with your acquired wisdom and knowledge, and you pass that on to help other people. But as I do that, I also learn, and I also get wiser yet again. And I also learn from clients and students then, right? It's a mutual thing. A two-way street. So it's a different kind of learning. Anyhow, this is all I have for you. I do hope it's helpful, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Numbers 2, we have for you the first card as energy that you're currently in. Could be that you're stuck in it, but it's the energy you're currently in, is artist. Artist, well, an artistic person who creates and does all that stuff is quite logical, right? But it can be that you are very artistic, but I feel for the reading what's important is that you're not grounded enough. So you need to get grounded. It's as if you're not fully with your feet planted on the ground in day-to-day life. Very dreamy, very, not really grounded. And it can be that you're not even going out enough in day-to-day life, mingling with people, doing stuff, kind of like withdrawn within your own world. And we see that here as well with this is the card for what is behind that, what caused it, or what's behind it actually. And yeah, then we have the child nature, friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. So again, a very, very dreamy energy in a way, very much busy. It is possible, it might not be for everyone, but possibly very busy with the spiritual stuff, and focused on that, and not enough on the earthy things, not grounded enough, and not really partaking in the world really. And let's see, what was the next one, what you can do. I'll put those next cards in. Right, what can change it, what can heal this, or change it. We have mentor, passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. I feel this is about you sharing what you're busy with, sharing what you know, because that gets you out of this kind of like a bubble. It's kind of, I'm not saying you're egocentric or selfish or anything like that, not at all. But in a way, you're very focused on yourself, on your world, and this could get you out of that. This could get you also to focus on other people, and it might be quite the revelation if you notice that, hey, they're actually interested in this, and I can actually offer them something, you know. And that doesn't mean to say in a work setting or a coaching setting. It can be just with just friends, or just, you know, wherever, just other people. And it can help you kind of broaden your world, not your mind so much, but your world, to get you out of that bubble. And Yeah, and also that might be for some of you open to other people's views and ideas. Maybe you have difficulty with that, or if you get exposed more often to other people's views and ideas, that you think like, wow, I never thought of that. Because that's also the thing, right? We all always think within our own parameter. Uh, if you, the stuff you do not know, you cannot think of either, and other people can fill that in, give that insight to you, and sometimes it's just that a similar insight as what you was already having, but from a different angle, phrased differently. But you just can get fresh input from other people, and if you're always living in your own bubble, you never have fresh input, really. It's always the same stuff. Even if you do a lot of reading or online or books or workshops, it's still within your scope of interest. So it still is not really fresh input. And other people can bring you fresh input, and that's very important. I think that's what it's about mostly. Your greatest asset is hang about. Yeah, it is this. Gosh, I'm mixing up with the. Never mind. Companion. And then we have loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. And look at these two people here, how they are loving and sharing and caring and being just wonderful with each other. And you are a great companion. You are a great friend. You are a great person to be around. So why don't you do that more often? Spend time with other people and just enjoy that. I feel so much joy with this. Do that. And you do have the ability. So why did you stop doing that? Or why aren't you doing it? Just go out there and mingle, be with other people. And if you currently don't have many friends, then find other ways of meeting people. And because it will do you an awful lot of good. And yeah, that. And your downfall, then we have for you two cards that came out. We have Saboteur and Slave. Now, the Saboteur, everyone has that one, actually. It's an aspect that everyone has, let me put it that way. But it does come out for you, especially, and Slave. So then we see highlights that highlight your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. And with Slave, we have surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. It's what I feel here is that you are sabotaging yourself. You're not believing in yourself, or not anymore. Right? Maybe you did in the past, but not anymore. That something happened that made you lose that belief in you, and not taking your power and control over your life, or concerning the thing you had in mind for this reading, right? Because that's possible. It could be for love or health or money, whatever. The thing that you're most struggling with at the moment in your life. So that, you're sabotaging yourself. You don't believe in yourself. And that's why it can be so helpful, still here, isn't it? To be this companion, to go out, because that will also help you get that belief in you back. So you can then overcome the saboteur and the slave tendencies. And just do that. It will do you so much good. So yeah, this is all I have for you. I do hope it's helpful. And I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Okay, number 3. I found this a really interesting one. They all are, but some stand out more to me than others do. And this one I felt was really peculiar in a way. Anyhow, your first card, we have engineer, and this is what energy are you in at the moment, or what are you stuck in, in what kind of energy at the moment. And that can be concerning everything, can also be concerning success, money, or health, or love, or anything. Whatever it is that you are, thinking about or having problems with or whatever this moment in time. I feel that this means, this card, that you're very much in the head. And the funny thing is that whatever you do from the head, you're really quite good at it. And but there's this but. The heart and the feeling part is kind of missing. So it can end up feeling mechanical. And it's almost like you build up a wall around yourself and your heart. And then what you're left with is basically the head then, right? And so you're still doing stuff and you're still creating things. I actually think you actually do even a lot. And you do quite well, but that it's not complete. The heart and the mind are not connected. And I think we go to your next cards, what that is related to, and then we have the storyteller and the goddess, and this I do not wish to offend you. Okay, don't take it the wrong way. Don't take it with a pinch of salt, and if it doesn't resonate at all, then just leave it. But I feel that what you tell people is more like half truth than the truth, and not to deceive other people or to lie to them, but in a way more to protect yourself, your heart again then, right? You could even make out to be really feminine with the goddess card, while in truth, that part of you got hurt, or it is underdeveloped. That's also possible, for some reason. And in that sense, you can then not do anything with it, or you cannot really show it, your real true feminine side. Even if you're a man, you still have a feminine side, right? Your heart and your intuition and daring to be vulnerable and all that stuff. And so, and if you're only coming from the head, then this is really related to it, to the first card, right? That to this is connected to that. This is what is behind this. Okay. Next one, how you can sort that, change that, heal it. We have bully. Isn't that funny? I had to think about that one for a bit. But it's about this. That's the second line there. There's this energy of the bully helps you confront the inner fears that are bullying you. So this is about just about that, facing your inner fears and dealing with them, and not shying away from things, showing yourself, daring to be vulnerable, showing your heart, expressing yourself authentically, just really facing these fears so they cannot bully you anymore. That will set you free. Because also, this is your greatest asset. Isn't that beautiful? Your greatest asset is angel. Very, very loving, caring side. Helping others without expectations of getting anything in return. A very gentle, loving energy. So you do have this in you naturally. Maybe that's also how you got hurt at some point. And it doesn't have to mean in love. That can also be in your childhood. when you were younger. That's where we suffer most traumas, and then we have to sort them out when we're adults, right? But you do have it in you to come from the heart, to be very giving and loving and open and showing yourself who you really are, and just sharing, giving and sharing and also receiving, and so lovely, so gentle, completely almost opposite of this engineer energy, which is so much from the head, so logical, so rational, and still doing things, still coming up with stuff like solutions and creative things, etc. But it's all very mental, very, very mental. And you have this really beautiful soft energy. And then your downfall, and then we have this energy, the trickster, not letting others know or see how you really feel or what you are truly like. So it's, in a way, it's keeping up appearances. It's almost, in a way, pretending. Again, not to hurt someone, but to protect yourself, because this bully is stronger still. And so it's easier in a way to pretend to be something you're not, or to be doing better than you're actually doing, possibly with your feelings or your health or whatever, not being honest about that, not being open about that, and not saying like, well, I actually feel just crap at the moment. I don't feel good at all, or I don't like this at all. This doesn't feel good to me at all. I don't want this. I don't like it. And things like that. Then just saying, oh, I'm fine. I'm great. I'm really doing great. I'm enjoying this so much, and blah, blah, blah. Just these bullshit stories, actually. So, which is funny, because that goes back to the storyteller then. That we saw earlier on, right? The storyteller, where I said you're not really telling the truth. You're not really lying, and it's not about lying. It's not about deceiving other people. It's just this reluctance, to show yourself who you really are, to really truly open up, and that's this bully that's behind that. And that's why it's so important for you to deal with these fears and to do something with that. So you can, where is she? I'm looking. So you can liberate this angel. This is your real energy, who you actually really are, and probably were at some point in your life as well. So, yeah, this is what I have for you. I do hope it resonates, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.